Hello guys, this is Shahid and you're watching me on Learning English with Shahid.
फिर से आ गए रे बाबा इधर जहर खाने का पैसा नहीं है तू जा रे जा यार तू
So today's video is very different from other videos. I'm going to share my personal experiences, personal journey, like what I did, how I'm learning this language, how I'm facing the problem, and how I'm tackling the problems. Like so many problems you have to face while learning this language, because as we know this is not our native tongue, so that's why we have to face so many issues, and how we are tackling, how I am tackling the problems, the issues. So today I'm going to share in front of you. So that's why it would be very interesting for me, because from the beginning I was thinking, in one video I'll be discussing about my own journey. I thought that I have to share my personal like journey, what I faced in these days. And if you are thinking that like if you are searching for someone who is gonna discuss with me in this video, you are wrong,
तू समझा? हाँ. नहीं, तू समझा नहीं.
because there is no one, no guest in today's video. I'll be sharing my personal own experiences and own like problems and solutions, what I faced and what I am facing till now.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो
So, like if I start the problems, if I start with the problems, when I started learning this language, at first, just let me tell one thing. I was not a good student any time. Like not in my college, not in my school, like but I have an interest towards this language, towards English language. It started after ninth class. And before ninth class I was keeping distance from English subject. Yeah, English language that time, English language for me was dangerous, not English language. I was fearing English as a subject. And when I'm saying English as a subject and language, and you feel that, what are you saying? English subject, English language? Yeah. Subject is different. We know, everyone knows, most of us. Like English subject means mostly reading and writing, and English language means speaking, mostly speaking. So we know English as a subject really well, because from our childhood, since our childhood, we have been learning how to read, how to write in our schools, in our colleges. But when I talk about English language, we don't have the exposure, we don't have the practice, like perfect practice. I used to say one thing, lots of people will say that perfect, practice makes a man perfect. I never believe on that. I believe, like you can say, why you don't believe in that? I never believe, because practice, if practice is the criteria, or if hard work is the criteria, everyone will gonna get success. No, you need perfect practice to, in order to achieve something in your life, in order to make that thing success, whatever you are doing, whatever in your hand. If you want to get succeed, that time you need a perfect practice. And like, I'm getting divert from my topic, from my like today's discussion. Yeah, so I was saying that I was not a good student in my schools, in my college, but I have an interest towards learning English language. That's why I started, I was a student of English literature. This is the reason why I had taken English literature, because I wanted to speak, deliberately, I wanted to speak this language. But the tragedy was, when I completed my graduation, when I completed, that time I was not able to speak. I was not able to speak, and you can imagine my situation that time. Because when I entered the class or entered my graduation field, I was thinking after that I will be speaking fluently. And after that, when I was not able to speak, I was really surprised and I was shocked that what will I do now? And then I told myself one thing: I will not gonna take further study until I become a good speaker, because it was my first goal to speak English, right? And then I started finding the ways. And one thing you can also relate, if you are living in village, there is no one who can speak English. You will gonna get a, like, you can't get someone who can speak. It's very rare to find a person who can speak in English in a village. So same with me. I was not getting one person who can speak in English, and your mind is also thinking same like that. Like, if no one in your village can speak English, so how can you? Because negativity is spread in a very short time. I have seen, suppose for an example, if you are like hitting or throwing a stone towards a beehive, towards a beehive, what will gonna happen? You are throwing one stone, but one bee will not come. So many bees will come to attack you. Same goes with your mind. When you are giving your mind one reason, one negative reason why you can't learn this language, one reason, like no one can speak, so how can I speak? So your mind also will produce 100 reasons why you can't learn this language. Your mind, I have seen, one day I told myself that no one is speaking, so how can I speak? I was asking myself a question, and then my mind started like giving me so many reasons that you can't speak anymore, because no one is, because it's a trend which is being set, right? And then I had to break that shackle. I had to break that shackle, so that, like, one thing I believe that, sometime you feel very difficult to break the ice. For an example, when someone do something for the first time, it would be more difficult than second time, right? Second, third, maybe fourth. For an example, I know that you all are like cricket lovers, so you can relate. And I'm a big fan of cricket. I used to play, and now I also play. And I used to say that cricket is my first love. And second is now English. So I used to say, and then, if I give an example from cricket, that just can you tell me in comment box who guys are known that when Sachin Tendulkar scored first 200 runs in ODI cricket, it was after, I think, if I'm not wrong, 2,973 matches after he did like 200 as a batter, as a single batter, not as a team.
अरे मैं क्या सारी हिंदुस्तानी जानती हूँ उनके बारे में मैं क्या बताऊंगा
क्या? और क्या जानता है?
वो वो जब चलते थे पूरी दुनिया उनके साथ चलती थी वो जो साथ में चलते थे उनको दौड़ना पड़ता था बस
बात तो सही है। दौड़ना तो पड़ता है।
After that, when Virendra Sehwag did the same thing, 200 maybe 19 something, it was like after 250 matches. First time it had taken 3,000 matches, and second time 250 only. Because when Sachin Tendulkar was going to the field, going to bat, he was thinking that no one have done before. No one did it. So he was thinking, I will be the first person if I do that. But when Sehwag was on the field, he was not thinking about no one did. He was thinking that Sachin has done before. So if someone can do, why can't I do? Why can't I do? He has the reference that Sachin has done before me. So when you do something for the first time, it would be very difficult for you. It would be very difficult because you are going to break the ice. And for the second time, third time, it will be easy. And Rohit Sharma has done it for three times. Martin Guptill, Chris Gale, so many batters. Now, Ishan Kishan, Subman Gill, so many batters have done. But for the first time, it was more precious, which Sachin had done, right? And the god of cricket. That's why. is called God of cricket. There is a reason, na? He did for the first time, and so many things he did for the first time. But this is one example, and that was also my challenge. For me, it was also the same thing. Not I'm doing the big thing as like Sachin, but in my locality, it was created that no one can speak this language. In as a villager, it would be very difficult, not next to impossible. You can't do it. You can't do it as a villager. Then I was like, feeling demotivated by thinking these like, can I do it or not? Can I do it or not? I was asking myself the questions again and again because I have an interest. I was very deliberate that I have to speak no matter what happens, but I have to speak. It was my commitment to myself. And I thought for a moment after my graduation that I have to join some like spoken classes. And one of my friend was doing the spoken classes that time. I asked him that is it helpful or not? Like he did a 6 month course. So I asked him, can you speak now? So he told me his answer made me more sad. That he was saying that like I can't speak. I can't speak. And I was shocked. After 6 months, at least you can speak bit. No, you can speak little bit, at least. So he was not able to speak. So then I feel that like it is totally waste. If I go there, it will be wasting my time, wasting my money, both. And time has no alternative, right? Time is more important than money. So then I started learning. I started finding a ways. I knew one thing that if I want to speak, I have to speak. I have to speak. I have to practice of speaking. And then I started like finding a way where I can get the environment. And unfortunately, as I already said, in our village, I didn't have the environment. Saying myself that if there is no environment, what can I do? It's not in my hand. Whatever I can do is whatever in my hand I can control only that thing. I can't control which is not controllable, right? And then I was saying myself, man, it is possible, it is possible. And there is a very very small margin between the word impossible and possible, because it's very obvious we say to our own self that it is impossible for me. We often say that it is impossible for me. But when we say that it is impossible, and yeah, it's very easy to say impossible, but I used to say it like positively. Two things. The word impossible, you can take it positively or you can take it like negatively. The positive thing is you can say, if I break the word impossible, what is the meaning? I am possible. So when I was thinking that it is impossible, I was keep saying myself that I am possible, means I can do it. I was not reading that impossible. I was not reading impossible. I was saying no. In book you have to say, you have to read impossible. Like if you are reading a book, if there is a word impossible, you are reading I'm possible. No, that is not a right way. What I'm saying, what I want to say, what I try to say is that whenever you are going to do something and your mind is saying that it is impossible, that time just told your mind, say to your mind that it is impossible, it is not impossible, rather it is possible. So I was doing this because self motivation or self belief is very important. When you are not like trusting your own self, how can you trust on others, and how others can trust you, right? So you have to be faith on yourself. So I was keep saying myself that it is possible and I can do it. And one thing I also feel that yeah, most motivation is good, but discipline is needed. Sometimes you will be motivated and sometimes you will be demotivated. And when you are demotivated, yeah, when you are motivated, that time you will gonna practice. And when you are demotivated, that time your discipline will push you to practice. Your discipline will help you. So I feel if you have the amalgamation of both motivation and discipline, it would be icing on a cake. It will never let you down. Just for sure, mark my words. Because I faced it. Like I also, like, I'm a very self-motivated person. I used to say myself, I used to talk with myself. Just I also request to you all that please try to speak. If you don't have a partner, try to speak with your own self. Your own self. And that then I started. I was thinking myself that I can't change my society, I can't change the environment. Rather, what can I do is I can create my own environment. And how? Before that, I was watching English, like Hindi movies. I was watching Hindi uh, series, web series, anything in Hindi or Bengali. Then I started watching English movies. And as I said, I am a big fan of cricket. So that time I was watching or listening Hindi commentary. Then I started listening English commentary. That's how you can change. You can create your own environment. You have to change some habits, because like you can't learn to be unchanged. You need to change something in your life, some habits of yours, rather I would say. So then I started changing myself, some small habits. Small things matters most. So that's why I started listening English commentary, English movies, English songs, so that I can understand. Because first step is understanding or listening. If you can't understand, how can you speak, right? Then I started doing this. And one thing I would rather say, like, you must do it, you have to do it, is if you don't have partner, you need to do one thing, is shadowing. Shadowing and mirroring. Shadowing is very important. When you are listening, try to speak with, like, if you are watching a movie, if the character is saying something, just try to mimic them. Try to shadow with them. It would be very, very helpful. Very helpful. Just mark my word. And second one is mirroring. I did so much. Now also I do. I enjoy. We have a fear that if I speak in front of you some wrong words or wrong sentences, how they will react. We have a fear. So if you can speak with your own self in front of a mirror, there is no one who will gonna love at you. So you can love like on yourself. It would be easy. It would be easy to bear instead of someone is laughing at you, right? So I used to do it. I used to do it. And at first I was very, like, it was looking very crazy when I was seeing myself in front of a mirror. So then I was also laughing at me. And then I used to get habitual with this, and then I started enjoying. And it is also very important, what is like listening and at the same time speaking. And yeah, obviously, reading, writing, these are also most important aspect when we talk about spoken English. Fourth thing, one is reading, one is writing, third is listening, fourth is speaking. You need four. And then that I was reading English, I was writing English, then I started listening English and started increasing my understanding skill. And then after, I was finding some partner to speak. And unfortunately, as I said, I had no partners to speak. And then, like all the friends of mine, they were speaking in Bengali, which is our native tongue. Then I started solo practicing, mirroring, like I was following these. And then slowly but steadily, I was getting something. I was getting. When I realized that I'm improving, then I didn't leave it, because I was very interested. I was very excited towards this language. There was no reason for me. Like for me, it was not life and death. just only for my, only for speaking purpose, only for my interest. And it was too high interest for me. It was very I was very interested towards this language. I have to speak this language. I don't know how. I have to. I was very crazy that time. So then that's why I started. I know I explored so many things. How I can learn, how I can learn. Then I started reading. Trying. All. Like I started reading, and I was trying to learn 5 or 6 words every day. And then I started using, and I was, started thinking in English because it's very important. And yeah, I will discuss one by one in, another videos, like how to become a good English understander, means how to improve your understanding skill, and how to improve your speaking skill, how to improve your, like, listening skill, or reading skill, and how to enhance your reading skill, and what is the best way to read, write, and listen and speak. I will be discussing on different topics and different videos, and it would be very interesting. Just mark my words, it would be very interesting. Not gonna like show all my cards here because it would be very long video. I'll not gonna make this video too long. That's why I'm not going to discuss so many points. Just I'm sharing uh, on the surface, from the surface, you can say. I'm sharing from the surface, only the surface of my experiences, what I faced, and what I know how I reacted after the problems. That's what I'm going to share, and I have been sharing to you. Sometimes problems are not so big. Sometimes we are too small to handle the problem. We lose self belief, and that's why we became so smaller than the problem. The problem that was the problem. We That was the problem I was facing at first, and then I realized that I have to believe on myself. Then I have to keep practice. And then, like if I recap what I did from the beginning, like, as I said, like I used to focus listening, I used to focus, like, reading, writing. Now also I'm focusing on listening, reading, and if I'm, facing some problem, I try to explore some solutions, and then I try to improve myself. That's why I created my YouTube channel, so that I can also, like, speak with someone. I can also express my thoughts. I can also speak in English here, because in my village I can't speak in English, right? You can't speak. With whom you're gonna speak, right? You don't have the I don't have the exposure or the environment where I can speak. So that's why I feel if I create a channel, there I can express my thoughts, whatever I have, and also at the same time I'll be improving myself. My skill will be improving, because if I'm going to discuss something at the same time I'm speaking, so I am improving. So that's why, that is the main motto of my YouTube channel, so that I can improve my own self. And at the same time, if you can relate your problems with my problem, if you can relate, if the problem is same, the solution will be same, right? Most of the times. So that's why, like, I hope this video will help you. And I didn't say, too much about that, because today's video will be just only about my experiences, what I'm facing, and I have faced before. And in these, like, 2 years, as I said, 1.5 or 2 years of learning this language, so I tried my level best to share my, because I was very nervous also. I didn't realize where to start and where to end up this topic. Yes, because this is not a topic, and this is just an experience of mine, what I faced. And yeah, that's it for today. I have shared my all the experiences and all the problems I have faced. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Like, and one thing must do, if you are liking this video, whatever you felt, please let me know in the comment box. In the comment box, if good, say positive comments, put positive comments. If not, say negative comments. But I want some your opinions, what you feel. I want to know. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for your love and your support. I hope you'll be supporting me in future. Thank you, guys. Thank you.